9 videos left. Where do I start? Well, there is this, the complete third series. It has everything from Season 3. I don't care for Season 3. I don't care for this. Okay, well, I've covered every Season 1 release in my collection, so let's move it up. Let's look at the only Season 2 release I have ever owned. Percy and the Signal and Other Stories from 1992. If Troublesome Trucks and Down the Mine were videos 1 and 2 in the collection, this was easily number 3. It's been with me since the early days. A lot of people praise Season 2, some call it the best season in the show's history. But how does it rank with me? Only one way to find out. Okay, let's start at the beginning.
Welcome to the world of children's videos.
Seen it. 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 Okay, so we have the first 8 episodes from Season 2, featuring the one and only Billy Shears. We have Thomas, Percy and the Coal, Cows, Bertie's Chase, Saved from Scrap, Old Iron, Thomas and Trevor, Percy and the Signal, and finally Duck Takes Charge. Good stuff. Good stuff. So how does Season 2 rank? It's good, but not that good. It won't beat Seasons 1 and 5 for me. I'd say it's on par with Season 6. Season 6 has better narration, but Season 2 has better stories. But that's just one fellow's opinion on preschool entertainment. But you know what Season 2 did do right? It had the ability to stimulate my childhood imagination. In this case, there was one episode in particular, Old Iron. This episode inspired me to conceive my own imaginary stories whenever I was toying around with any Thomas & Friends merchandise. Hornby, Ertl, the Wooden series, whatever it was at the time. There were several episodes that inspired this, mostly from Season 1. I can't tell you how many times I recreated Edward and Gordon and Henry, nor Percy Runs Away, or Thomas and the Trucks. You know where I'm going with this. Kids and their imaginations. You have toys from your favourite TV series, you start playing with them, and your mind starts wandering. Now why didn't I mention this in any of my Season 1 reviews? I don't know, but only upon viewing this video for the first time in a decade and a half did I realise, holy shit, I used to do this myself. So if it isn't clear at this point, my favourite episode from the video is Old Iron. As much as I'd like it to be Duck Takes Charge, Old Iron is a very clear winner for me. That episode triggered my imagination like no other episode on this release did. Now, if we're talking about international dubbing, Duck Takes Charge easily wins, specifically the German dub, of course.
Bald hörte ein ganz ungewöhnliches Geräusch. So was, sagte und eilte auf den Rangierbahnhof.
As a 25-year-old, that bit is more entertaining than it has any right to be. So, Percy and the Signal. Not the best release out there, probably not even in my top 5, but it's still an important one for me. You know, it's a shame that this was the only Season 2 release I ever owned. Episode-wise, I owned everything from Season 1. I own everything from Season 5. I own everything from Season 6. Season 2? This was all I had. I suppose when you think about it, it was the late 90s, the internet was very primitive, us kids had no concept of seasons in relation to television. There was more than likely no public source that listed every single VHS release on the market, and when we went to the video section at the local store, there were limited options. I must have completely missed the other Season 2 releases. They were probably stocked at the same time as Down the Mine and Percy and the Signal, and were no doubt out of stock by the time Season 5 was the main focus in 1998 and 1999. But then again, there was one Season 2 release I watched but didn't own. In 1999, maybe 2000, I'm visiting the local children's hospital, probably for a checkup. I'm in the waiting room, waiting to be called through. There's a TV mounted on the wall, and instead of running a kids' TV channel, or maybe the news of the day, there's a Thomas & Friends video running, of all things. It's Ghost Train and Other Stories, released on the same day as Percy and the Signal. Maybe it was The Deputation, maybe it was Ghost Train, I don't know. Considering the assumed date, I'm going to place bets on Ghost Train. It amounts to the same thing in the end. I'm in the waiting room for maybe 10 minutes at most, but as soon as I spot the TV, I am hooked. Fortunately, I didn't miss much. It was currently on The Deputation, the first episode on the release. It was great. I only saw it briefly, but that video stands out as an example of how easily sucked in kids are. If it's running, the young ones will watch without any hesitation. So I'm sure some people are wondering, what do I think about the video? You're kidding, right? I saw the video once for 10 minutes nearly 20 years ago. I'm not reviewing something like that. This isn't like Thomas's Train, a video I saw for at least an hour in 2003. I mean, granted, this one was easier to figure out, but so what? I'm not going to review something I only saw briefly nearly 2 decades ago. Sure, I'll review Dig It, a video I have no memory of, and a stupid holiday planner, but this thing, not a chance. This one was only going to get a mention. The 6-year-old me liked it, the 25-year-old me could give 2 shits. This is why I haven't reviewed every other Thomas and Friends video, and any other children's video releases not on this list. I can't review something the kid in me didn't experience. I need to preferably own the release, and I need childhood feelings and stories to go on. That last one especially. Thomas and Gordon and Other Stories, Thomas and Friends Playtime, Time for Trouble, Rock and Roll, The Runaway, Your Favourite Story Collection. I haven't ever seen them in my life, so I can't review them. And I sure as shit am not going to invest money into buying them. This doesn't strictly apply to Thomas and Friends. You name any franchise in the world of childhood entertainment. If it's not on this list, there's a good chance I'm not covering it, with a few exceptions that may be seen over the coming months. Good God, I've got a lot to cover. We'll get there. We'll get there. Now, what could I look at next? Say, did you guys know that the Singing Kettle once ran their own newspaper?